Hey there, Elder Statesman back here again with another constructed event. We're going to be using the blue Suede shoes deck, mono blue tempo. So let's jump right in. Let's move down the list. Yep. All right. Hoping to get at least 4 wins, but wouldn't mind getting a 7-win run. It's been a little while since I've had one of those. I go first. This is a keepable hand. Basically what I'm hoping for is my opponent doesn't have Mountain Chalk, but I'll play turn 1 Herald, drop the Obsession on it, attack, hopefully draw into that second land. So we are going to keep. Interesting black. Okay, so Curious Obsession. I'm gonna get the attack in. Okay, Island. Thank you, deck. Alright. So in this case, I've got Dive Down, so I'm going to hold mana up to protect the Herald. My other choice would have been to play a Curious Obsession to protect against Deadweight by making it 3/3. I tend to not like to play the Curious Obsession after combat because I want to get at least one attack in with it, or at least have the opportunity for attack. Legion Zealot, okay. Alright, good land. Let's see. We are going all in on this Herald at the moment. I've got the Dive Down, so it's going to take 2 removal spells to kill it, which probably will take 2 turns, so I'm going to get at least 2 more attacks in with the Herald. And so this is going to make or break the game here, these extra cards I'm drawing right now. Take action. Oh, another Curious Obsession. Take action. I will not put a 3rd on the Herald. Now, I am going to play a 2nd Herald, though. I could leave mana up for Trickster, but if I ever do use that, that leaves the Herald vulnerable. Basically, as long as I've got the Dive Down, I don't want to ever tap this island. Reaper, okay. I keep saying hello. I told him hello. Okay, let's see here. No blocks. Okay, what am I worried about here? I could drop a Curious Obsession on the Mistcloak Herald. And the one thing I'd be worried about is Ritual of Soot. Because at the moment, I don't have a way to counter that. But he's already played 2 creatures of power or cost 3 or less, so it's unlikely that's what he has. So we're gonna drop Obsession on this Herald. We're gonna keep the blue up, and we'll see. Maybe I'll draw into a counter, just in case. Wouldn't mind another land either. Oh, well, there's land. Another Curious Obsession, okay. Okay. The extra land means I can drop a Trickster down. But no, he just, yeah, writing was on the wall. Good start. It's always risky keeping a hand like that, just because of there's a lot of people playing shock. But sometimes that's what you got to do with this deck, is take a chance. Just the Merfolk Trickster is my only card. I have no evasive creatures. I have no Curious Obsessions. I don't think this hand's going to be good enough. It's going to be way too slow. We're going to mulligan. Okay, a little bit better. Got a couple evasive creatures to go with some counter magic, so I'm going to keep that. Do I need the third? Yeah, I'll keep that. So the goal with this deck, and this is why going first is so important, is to get a couple threats out and then sit on counter magic. And just buy time for those first couple creatures you play to get damage in. And slow down whatever your opponent's trying to do to stop you. Oh, he's going to kill it. Maybe not. Pyromancer. Okay. I was afraid it was going to be the guy gets +1/+1 counters. I can race a Vaishino Pyromancer. All right. Now I've got a couple counter spells to slow his attack down a little bit. Hopefully I draw into something. Essence Gather that. If he's forced to use a Wizard's Lightning on my Storm Teamer, that's good for me, because again, that slows down how much damage he gets to do to me. Okay. I do not have a Wizard anymore, so this is going to be full cost. I seem to be lagging. There we go. But hopefully slow them down a couple more turns. Looking to counter something like an Experimental Frenzy or... Oh... Yeah... I'm gonna do that. Might be able to kill the Corsair, but I lose the race otherwise. Again, if he's using burn spells to kill my creatures, he won't be able to kill me as quick. Chart, of course, that's going to be nice. Now if I do this, I drop my shields down, but maybe I draw into something good, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. While I have a creature that can attack. Ah, that's good. I'll take it. A little defenseless right now, but I've got the Exclusion Mage to bounce something. And Tempest Djinn is going to be really nice. Lightning Strike. I think I want to use it right now. It's either that or I play a Djinn instead and save the retort. That's going to cost 3. If I do this, is all I can do this turn. No, we're going to let it die. Hopefully he does not have a way to kill the Djinn this turn. Double cast? That might not be good for me. Yeah, it was not good for me. Okay, I think I'm going to tap the Pyromancer with the Trickster, and that will open up the Wizard's Retort. Now, if I force him to redo it, it's basically as if he's getting haste. And it gives him a blocker. I'm kind of thinking maybe sitting on the counter magic for a turn. There are other creatures he can play that are better to bounce with the Exclusion Mage. Risk factor, do I want to counter that? I think I do want to counter that. The Exclusion Mage gets a little bit better if he does play an Experimental Frenzy, because once I bounce it back to his hand, he can't replay it. Gotta let him draw cards. Can't afford to take the 4 damage. Okay. What am I going to bounce? Probably... Probably the Firebrand. If I do that, he'll attack with the Pyromancer. I can block and use the dive down to keep it alive and get the Pyromancer off the board. If I bounce the Pyromancer, he probably won't attack with the Firebrand. He'll just replay the Pyromancer. End result is I take 1 more damage, and I don't get the opportunity to kill any of these creatures, so... Okay. That's going to be really handy. I'm going to swing. He really needs to block something with the Pyromancer, and he's not. I like that. So I think the best way to prevent damage is to tap the Pyromancer before he can attack. Um, that should give me enough attackers to get through for those last 4 points of damage. Yes. Whew, it's always tough to beat these mono red decks. So I'm always happy when I do. Alright, this one's a little iffy, but I like the turn 2 Trickster, and then either turn 3 Exclusion Mage or Wizard's Retort, potentially, so we're going to keep and give it a try. I'd really like to have a 1-drop, but maybe I draw into 1. Nope. Okay. Mirror match. Nope. Oh, Merfolk. I think I want to save the Trickster as a combat trick. Oh, never mind. I'm going to save for right now. I was going to play the Corsair, but then I realized one of the things I learned from playing against this matchup is that you wait till after he declares his attack with the River Sneak, and then use the Trickster. You take away both the +1/+1s and the unblockable, and now it's just a 1/1. You block and kill it. And that's one of the ways you can beat these Merfolk deck, is to take out these unblockable creatures. That's why the Merfolk Trickster is so good. Oh, I guess it gets to keep the +1/+1 until end of turn. That's okay. I'll still do that trade. Let's see here. That's just a 2/2. I think I want to get a little bit of an aggressive start here. Get some evasion creatures. And then save my combat tricks for a little bit later. I don't really care too much about this. At this point, that's just generic 2/2. Kumena. So that guy definitely want to bounce. Or do I? Or do I want to get the Djinn out? I can bounce it. I'm not going to be able to counter it the next turn. So we're going to hope he can't get 3 more creatures into play to get the +1/+1 going. So, plus, my evasion creatures are really good against this deck. It basically becomes a race. So I want to get my offense going as quickly as possible. Basically, with what I have on the board right now, I can kill him in 3 more attacks. I can deal 18 damage. So I just need to slow him down for 3 turns. The Trickster and the Exclusion Mage are going to be good at that. The Wizard's Retort is going to be good. Okay. Well, I'll take that. He's not going to be able to draw a card. And I'm going to bounce that Kumena. Another nice trick you can do with the Trickster is turn off the +1/+1 from the Merfolk Mistbinder. That also makes a really good combat trick. The more you play this deck, the more ways you learn how the Trickster's lose all abilities ability can really screw with your opponent. Much like the dive down, it's very versatile. From having played this deck, basically it's a situation where he can either play Kamena or something else, but he doesn't have enough mana to play anything else with the Kamena, and he's wondering if that is going to be good enough. Really? Well, I'm going to block and force you to cast a spell. Probably be a dive down, but I don't mind. I don't need the Exclusion Mage to attack. I've got my 3 attackers right here. Herald's Boon. Okay. I still don't have... I don't want to bounce this, because I don't want his untap ability thing. If I had another mana, I would rely on Trickster Wizard's Retort. Instead, I am going to bounce the Mistbinder. Sleep. It's a good one against me. Curious Obsession. Okay. We're just going to leave the Wizard's Retort up. That's fine. That does not prevent me from killing him next turn. That's really all I care about right now. Yeah. Alright, good start to this event. What, 3-0? Yep, 3-0. Yeah, one of the things I've been thinking about for the weekly rundown, and I might start it next week. I like this start. Oh, my opponent goes first. I don't like that part about the start. One of the things I'm thinking about doing, because I play, a construct event every day, and so I'm seeing at least 21 games. On average, though, I'm seeing like 49 games a week. I'm thinking about keeping track of the deck archetypes I play against, just so I can kind of give you guys an idea of what the week's metagame was for the single play. Okay, I don't think I want to do the Curious Obsession yet. I think I'd rather put it on the Corsair and have the Storm Tamer available, Storm Tamer and Wizard's Retort available as protection to protect it. Okay, good. Coming to play tapped lands definitely help. All right. So, Curious Obsession. Okay. Ooh, that's exactly what I needed. One of the things I'm always worried about is that, like, let's say he does a burn spell at the end of the turn, I use the Storm Tamer, and then next turn he does another spell. Or I use the Wizard's Retort, and then he comes back from the spell. I can only use one or the other. With this, I now can do... I've got 2 available. Okay, I still think he's only going to be able to cast, at the most, 2 spells, so I can drop a Mistcloak Herald if I need to. But we're going to attack first. I think most likely it's going to be, what I'm worried about is a Sweeper spell, and so I want to save my retorts for the Sweepers. Oh, good land. It's always good. I think I'm going to play a Herald. I've got 2 ways to stop. I can stop a Sweeper, and I can stop a targeted spell. So I want to get a little more aggression on the board here. Make this a 3-turn clock. One nice thing is that the Deafening Clarion... it only does 3 damage, so the dive down will at least save one of those. Even though it's not targeted, the +3 toughness will protect the creature from that, such as the Kitesail Corsair. Keep it alive. Okay, so what is this deck? Is this a Nexus of Fate deck? Is it Jeskai Control? Okay. Another Herald. Now I've got double Wizard's Retort. You know, if he's somehow able to do 2 Sweepers for my next untap phase, I'm covered there. If not, I've got a Trickster I can put into play. Right now I've got him on a 2-turn clock, which is exactly where I want to be. I don't think I want to do the Trickster right now. I want to leave my mana open just in case. Take action, yes. Okay. Turn. What's he got? He's got to do something. To Fairy? Yeah, we'll retort that.
I won't let you win.
No. I won't let you win. Yeah. That worked out really well. So yeah, I'm really liking the idea of doing a metagame analysis. So I think I might go back. It's nice because I can look back through the videos for the first 2 events I've done for the week and take notes on the deck types I played. And then I'll just be sure to keep track for the rest of the week, the next 4 events, keep track of those archetypes. And so that way you guys kind of have an idea of what you're going to be facing against. You can see what I go first. There's another one of those games, turn 1 Herald, turn 2 Obsession, hope you draw land. I don't have a way to protect the Herald if I do draw the land, but I can get a Storm Tamer out. So basically what I'm hoping is that they don't have an answer on turn 1 or turn 2. But I'm going to give it a try. Anyways, give you guys an idea what decks you're going to be playing against, what decks are most common, so you can maybe kind of gear your deck towards that metagame. It's one of the things I've noticed a difference with the best of 3 is that a lot of these decks are really good at best of 3 because they can bring in sideboard cards for the matchups that they're weak against that aren't quite as common. But in the best of 1 without those sideboard... Oh, good. Drew the land. I gotta get the Storm Tamer out now. And then hope my opponent has no way to take out the Herald this turn. No. He might. That's unfortunate. But I got the land into play that I needed. So essentially my Curious Obsession was just like a cycle spell and opt. And he used a Lightning Strike to kill a 1/1. It's not a bad trade-off. But yeah, so that way you could potentially pre-board your deck to deal with what the most common archetypes are. Like if there's going to be tons of red decks, you might want to put some of your... Let me get this into play now. You might want to put some of your anti-red cards in the main deck. Things like that. So I'm liking that idea, and I think I might do that. Exclusion Mage might not be that good in this matchup. The Essence Scatter might not be that good in this matchup. I'm assuming this is some sort of control deck. That's what it looks like. I don't know what they're going to have necessarily for creatures. Let me get... Well, wait. No, I gotta leave the Essence Scatter up, just in case, since I don't know what's going on here. Revitalize. Maybe this is the 5-color Lich deck? Maybe? Chart of course. That's going to help a lot. We'll get the Storm Tamer out. And now that I think about that, that's probably a mistake. I have no way to protect against Sweeper. I probably should have saved this to play next turn with the Djinn as a way to protect the Djinn from target removal in case they did kill my other stuff here. It's got the 5 mana, so yep, Cleansing Nova. It's okay. It was a mistake. Hopefully it will not cost me the game. I've got a couple kind of dead spells here. See, this is a situation where pre-boarding you might decide in certain environments you don't want the Exclusion Mages or the Essence Scatters. Control-heavy environment, they're really not that good. So... Settle the wreckage. Yep. Well, He's managed to kind of run me out of gas here, and I didn't get much damage in, unfortunately, so I could be in trouble. This was not the hand I needed against a control deck. There's blue. Fairy.
I can no longer stand by. Keep up the pace.
So, if I drop the Obsession on the Exclusion Mage and attack to draw a card, he can put it on top of my library. If I put it on the Exclusion Mage and attack to Fairy, he can't bounce it back to my hand, but I don't get to draw a card. But I think that's what I got to do. Yes, I know it's my go. My timer hasn't even started. I have time to think through my turns. Apologize when people are impatient like that.
That was uncalled for.
So this looks like looks like a Jeskai control deck, but I'm curious as to what the black is for. I haven't seen any black cards. Okay, I have a feeling this game's kind of done. I'll see what my top card of my deck is, but why did I do that? I should have kept that land in my hand to discard to the Charter Course. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to be able to get past his... He's got a full hand, so... We will concede this one to the Jeskai control deck. Alright, we are 4-1. We'll jump into the next game. This has possibilities. I can play end of turn, Trickster, untap, put Curious Obsession, attack, have Wizard Retort back up. My opponent does go first, though. So he'd be playing his 3-drop. I could maybe tap, then put the Obsession on, attack for 3. It's maybe. We're going to try it. We're going to see. I already have my 4 wins, so I'm getting all my gold back. So it's worth trying to experiment with different strategies just to see. Okay. Looks like Grixis. We'll see here. mean, I can play the Trickster, but it's not going to matter. He's going to take the Obsession or the Wizard's Retort. Probably the Obsession. So, but... So, is this a Surveil deck? Or is it Grixis Control? Why is he using Thought Erasure? Yeah, I still could top deck a Curious Obsession. That'd be really good if I did, because then I'd have counter backup. So I'm not going to put the Trickster out, because he could respond with instant speed removal, that sort of thing, so... I will wait. Now, this turn I can play into Speed Trickster and still use the Retort. I'm expecting the Chemister's Insight this turn, and I don't think I want to counter that. I think I need to focus on countering sweepers. Moment of Craving. Is that worth countering? I don't think it is, because I can just play another Trickster. I'm worried about him dropping out a that 5/5 Demon if I counter the removal there. Disinformation Campaign. That I've definitely got to try to counter. That card advantage is nuts. So many lands. And another Disinformation Campaign. So I know he's seen some of the cards in my hand. So basically when I discard, I should have been doing this before, I want to discard from the left side of my hand, because that's the stuff he hasn't seen is going to show up on the right side. So get rid of, if I discard something, get rid of the land he already knows I have. At this point I'm in trouble. I've just got a handful of land. He's got a card advantage engine going here with the Disinformation Campaign. I need something really good here. Ha ha! Joke's on you. Let's see. Does he have a counter? That'll probably tilt him a little bit that I top decked a counter spell for his Nicol Bolas. So I wonder if that's the reason for the red, is just the Nicol Bolas. I'm putting the 6th land out because he's at 18 life, and that's 3 attacks. Ew. Okay. Eldest Reborn's going to get back that Nicol Bolas. Okay. You got anything from Charter Course? I do. I got a Tempest Gin. Will that be enough? I don't know. Okay, I think that pretty much ends my chances this game. We'll see what the top of my deck is. Ooh, that land is not going to do anything. We will concede this one here. So yeah, that looked like your typical Surveil control deck, just with Nicol Bolas, which Nicol Bolas is a good addition to that deck as a win condition. Okay. Jump back in again. Let's see if we can get to 5 wins. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. My opponent does go first. But we'll give it a try. I like the Trickster. It allows me to leave Essence Scatter up next turn, and then Trickster end of turn if he doesn't play something. Blue black. Oh, Thought Erasure. Okay. Well, he knows everything. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my plan, even though he knows about these cards. I think end of turn Trickster is the best way to go here. Would like to draw another land. I'd actually like to draw 2 lands. I'd like to play Jin with Dive Down backup. Okay. Do I leave up Essence Scatter? He can't play the big demon on next turn, so I think I'll just try to get out a little more offense. Take another Jin. I just realized my mistake right there. Talking about the 5-drop demon, then I tap one of my lands so I can't use the Essence Scatter. Now my shields are down. He'll probably play it this turn. Not thinking through. I was playing red. He could have Nicol Bolas as well. Yeah, Nicol Bolas. Yep, mistakes were made there. Needed to hold up that essence scatter. Might as well get rid of the scatter now. It's not going to do me any good. It's one of those situations where I'd rather have the War Kite than the Corsair, because that would remove the flying from the Nicol Bolas, so I still could keep attacking with everybody. At some point I'm going to upgrade this to the 2.0 version. There's that Doom Whisperer, but I got a counterspell for you. That's going to help. Counterspell, I'll take that. At least I have a plan now. I've got him on a 6-turn clock. He's going to have to start attacking with the Nicol Bolas or flip it soon. And I basically can just try to protect the Herald, slow him down a little bit with some counter magic. I would like to draw some lands. That'll actually help. Allow me to get a big attack in. Again, need to draw lands. Good. Yeah, if I tap the Nicol Bolas at the end of his turn, and that's 2, 4, 6, 7 damage I can hit him for. Thought erasure. He's just gonna. If the Wizard's Retort matters, he's just gonna take that. So I'm just gonna save my mana and let him take whatever it is. I'll still have Dive Down to protect the Herald. And I can end the turn, Trickster. Took the Djinn. That's surprising. Okay. That does protect me from getting a big attack in. Okay. Just going to ride this train for a little bit here. Build up a little bit of card advantage. Yeah, that's a definitely counterspell that. Okay. Blind is good. Alright. I can play the Corsair and leave up Storm Tamer and Dive Down. It's only got one card, though. He could flip Nicol Bolas and Dive Down, protect that. I think maybe putting these two out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives me lethal. He'd have to kill a creature, get a second blocker. Yeah, I think that's the play here. He basically needs 2 removal spells or a removal spell and a blocker. Oh, man. That's really good. I had no way to stop it, though. At least I didn't put the Djinn out. So I can still protect the Djinn. Now what I need is... do I want to play... Do I want to leave that in case he has a way to make me discard? I need a way to get this out of the way so I can get an attack in. He's going to try to flip. I'm really hoping he does try to flip. Yes. Okay. Dive Down is going to protect me against 2 of the worst abilities there. The -3 and the -4, and then I can swing back and kill him. Creature planes. Oh, I forgot about that one. I forgot about that ability. Okay. Okay. I'm in trouble. Basically, my only hope is the Dive Down is enough to keep the Djinn alive this turn, and I draw a way to tap or bounce the Doom Whisper, and then I put the Curious Obsession on the Djinn, 6 power, hit him, kill him. That's my only chance.
My knowledge is endless.